Hey, it's Miss Melanie, and I am going to be showing how we're going to make this little bunny rabbit. So I have the bunny rabbit, and I'm going to start with my main color. If you're at home, obviously, you can use a paper plate for your paint. If you have a plastic plate of any kind, these are awesome because you can wash them. Also, if you let the paint dry on them, it peels right off. Makes it fantastic because I actually like peeling the paint, so that's really fun. So I have that. I have a whole bunch of paint brushes. If you did an art kit, I'm gonna send some brushes home in your kit. I just want them back someday. I have an old Zaxby's cup that is full of rinse water, and I have a paper towel, and then I have my paint colors. Here we go. Over next to me, I have the hot glue gun. It's plugged in and ready to go. I don't need it till the very end, and this is something for a grown-up to do. I also have a blow dryer. My blow dryer is clearly very loved. It's an art studio blow dryer, but any blow dryer will do. It just helps dry the paint better in between. Then you should have all the paint that came in the bag, and I'm gonna do mine one way. If that's not the way you wanna do it, it's not a big deal. Okay, so ready to paint. On my tray, which is I guess what I'm calling this plate, I have put my colors. You actually have your colors in the little containers. You can paint right from the containers. It's just if you're sharing paints with someone or you want to be able to use them later, you might pour out a little bit at a time. So for me, I'm gonna start with the gray for the bunny, and I'm gonna paint my whole entire bunny gray. It is perfectly fine for me to get the gray and to accidentally or even on purpose go right over the top of things. See how I just painted right over his foot? I can also take my time and I can try to go around those things. I just find that it's better if I can get a base coat without being super careful with a lighter color. So since I'm doing a gray bunny, I can go ahead and I can do most of the gray painting. Now I will say that I already know that I want this to be white. I'm gonna do the inside of my ears pink and so on. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna get the gray everywhere I want the gray. You can see that I've painted the bunny. He's still wet right now. You might also notice that I just went ahead and painted over certain things. The nice thing about having the black outline on here is if you don't paint it super thick, which you shouldn't be doing anyway, you spread the paint out, and then once I blow dry it, then I'm gonna be able to see those black lines again. So my gray brush, I am gonna go ahead and stick it in the water. So plopping it in there. Keep your brushes in the water when you're not using them, because if you don't, your brushes will have the paint dry in them and then you can't get it out. So when I'm ready to blow dry, I'm actually going to lay my little guy down. I'm gonna rinse this brush. You've heard me do this before if you've been to the studio, but I go swish, 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 swish. Swish, 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 swish. All right, and then I'm gonna take the paper towel and I'm gonna make sure this one is really, really dry so that I don't mix my colors and I don't get water in my paint. So now that my brush is clean, I am gonna take this little bunny, but I can't talk. I'm gonna take this little bunny and I'm gonna blow dry him. So I already have my blow dryer plugged in. It's not gonna take very long. I'm just going to, okay, you don't need to watch all of that. So I'm gonna blow dry the whole entire thing. After he's dry, I'm ready for my next colors. One thing on the dryer, you can set the dryer down on a table. This is what I do when you guys are here at camp, and I just walk away because I got things to do. And so you can actually walk away, just let it dry. It takes 2, maybe 3 minutes maximum. The other thing with the blow dryer is don't set the blow dryer super close to your paints because it will actually dry your paints. Pottery paints you can add water to and they'll work again, but acrylic paints, once they're dry, dead and gone. Okay, so I'm gonna get mine dry, I'm gonna get ready for my second coat. I'm back and I'm ready for my next color of paint. So I'm gonna pull this a little bit closer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the pink. You may notice that when I poured my pink, I put it super close to the white. That's because I am going to mix them. And so I'm gonna take my brush and I'm just gonna swirl. I don't even care if I get it all the way mixed because I might want some of that darker pink, but I definitely want a light pink. I'm gonna use the light pink. I switched to a smaller brush and I am going to do the inside of the ears. So there is my first ear, nice and pink. Do the second inside of my ear in just a second. I'm gonna do the nose pink. I am gonna do the tongue pink. but I'm gonna go in just a second and do a darker pink. So right now, I'm going inside of the mouth, and I'm gonna use that light pink. I'm gonna rinse my brush real quick. I'm drying it, so I don't know if you could hear me going swish, swish, swish. I'm using the very same little brush, but now I'm getting just the pink that I didn't mix. This is the little guy's tongue. All right, so I'm in here doing the tongue. Now the other thing that I want to be light pink is the inside of this foot right here. I think it's super cute on the bunny foot to use, and you can do light pink or dark pink. If you wanted to, I mean, you can make it purple if you want to. You can do any color you want because you are the artist. So I'm gonna do these little guys. I'm gonna get all of that pink done. I've only done half of my bunny. I'm gonna continue on and do the rest of it. So now I have this part done. I'm gonna pause, let y'all get caught up. I'm gonna finish up the rest of my pink before we move on. Okay, I've gone a little ways with my pink and now I'm getting ready to switch to white. So before I switch to white over here for the teeth, I might wanna blow dry it, but I'm actually going to be doing the cheeks and the outside of the eyes real quick. And so my white that is on here actually has purple right next to it, and they are touching. That was an accident. So I'm not actually gonna mix those two colors, but even though they're touching, I can pull from the outside. And so I'm gonna be doing his little chest right here. I'm gonna fill in. At this point, I'm being super careful again. The gray is already done. My white is covering the gray. And so as I work through here, I'm gonna fill all of that in. Then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do all of the cheeks. I'm gonna do the teeth right there, white. And I'm gonna do this part of the eyes. That's confusing for some people, but it's actually this actually, I messed that up. That's okay. It's actually the very top part. That's part of the cheek right there. Anyway, so I'm going to do that real quick and then I'll go back and we'll pick up from there. This is everything that I have done with the white. I also went through and did a cute little like fluffy white hairs just in a couple places and on top of the toes. And so then the next thing I'm gonna do is gonna be the eyes. And I am gonna be using the, I don't know if you can see it, the lighting is weird here, hang on. It's the light turquoise. So I'm gonna get the light turquoise on my little bitty brush. My white and everything else are dry. So as I use this light turquoise, just gonna fill in the eye. Once I get that all the way filled in on both sides, and then I'm ready to blow dry. You have other colors in your kit, so if you want a different color eye, just do a different color eye. Alrighty, have fun painting your eyes. Okay, the last big thing I have to do is do the black in the middle of the eyes. And so for that, I'm gonna use that. I can really use a bigger brush if you wanna use a bigger brush. I paint the outline of the eye first with the black, just filling it in. I actually could have done 2 coats of that. The color I have is light Caribbean for the eyes. 2 coats would have been awesome. I'm just trying to hurry so I can get this on the video. So there is 1 full eye. I also am gonna take my brush and I'm gonna come up here, kind of weird like this. I like eyelashes. And so I'm gonna add some cute little eyelashes. One of the things I can do with the black is I can go back and outline everything. I am older, more practiced, and have a steady hand. You might be really, really good at outlining. If you're not, you can use a Sharpie. And so when you get all the way done, and we're not done yet, but when you get all the way done, if you want to go back, you can outline everything again with a Sharpie or not. All right, I'm going to do the other eye. All right, I'm just about finished with my eyes. They look a little weird, so I'm going to have to go back and look a little closer in a second. Anyway, I went ahead and did a little bit of outlining, but I wanted to show you my eyeballs, although, like I said, I think they're a little crooked. I'm gonna go back. If you want to do the little white dots in the eyes, I recommend doing that last. I have my paintbrush I've been using. I'm gonna take the end of it and I'm going to stick, not the brush, but the end of it in the white paint, and I am going to go dot. I'm gonna get a little more, and I'm just gonna put another little dot right on top of it. I'm gonna grab the other side and I'm going to go dot. And then I am going to do a dot. Now, you might be wondering why I have the hot glue gun out. I mentioned that in the very beginning. I got my hot glue gun ready because you have ribbon in your bag. So if you'd like to stick a bow, I'm gonna put one on my bunny's ear over here, have the grown-up, or if you're like 10 and up, I mean, it's up to your parent, little bow. When you put it on, you actually have to hold the bow, keep your fingers out of the hot glue, but I have to hold the bow and count, or I like to say twinkle, twinkle, little star, or my alphabet, but I'm actually kind of tired of those songs because I've been singing them for hand washing. So instead, I'm just gonna talk to you. So at this point, my bow should be done, can lift it away. Other things you have in your kit are buttons, and so I think it would be super cute to put a little button actually in the middle of the bow. So I'm gonna take, I have a floral button here, and see how I can just put that cute little button. Just adds to it and gives it some uniqueness, but again, I have to hold it in place long enough for the glue to set. So I have that. The last thing I would do to finish off my bunny is if I wanted to go back over the black outline, I can grab a Sharpie or I can use the skinny brush. So if you have a skinny paintbrush, go ahead and you can go back. One of the other things I'm gonna do, and this is, I do this all the time at the studio, I'm gonna use my middle finger. I'm sticking it down here in the pink paint and getting a little ball of pink paint on my finger. And then I am gonna just take and I'm gonna tap in some little pink cheeks. Totally up to you if you want to add that. The other thing that would be cute is, I know you have purple, whatever you want to use the purple for, but I thought it would be really cute if my bunny rabbit maybe had a few polka dots on her ear. And so if you want to use another color and do like polka dots on the bunny, I know too, it had occurred to me, I might want like a little pink belly. So you could also like take the pink and you could come down here. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And you can give your little bunny a pink bunny, or I'm losing it, a pink belly. So, and then the other thing is in your bags, you have some egg stickers and some other kind of Easter stickers. If you want to, I've actually thought it wouldn't be, I thought it might be cute if you wanted to stick a little egg on his belly. His hands are kind of hard because they're sitting behind his feet. Anyway, that's the end of the bunny project. Here is my finished bunny. You can see I just went back in, I outlined some things, I added some whiskers, and I think he's pretty cute. He'll be ready for Easter Sunday.